How's the music scene out there in Richmond?
I ain't gonna lie to you right now.
Everybody doing their thing,
Yeah.
to be honest. Everybody got their own little jump going on.
Got their own flow.
Yeah.
I got the gang with me now. Everybody got a piece of battle, nigga. No, fuck stuff, get stuff.
Well, we finna make some shake. Call the bounce, got hit in his mouth. I'm dumping it now with the Drake. And nigga be tipping on wick, and I'm thinking they get. And I'ma just set this straight. Come on, the one to get chased. AP in your face.
Folks, as the chief stated, there are many details that we can't provide at this moment, and we'll provide that at 9 o'clock. I just want to begin by first providing prayers to the families involved here. Not just to those who may have been victims of this, but also those children. Children were involved here at a graduation.
Real talk.
Yeah, but
Imagine being gunned down at your graduation. That's like being gunned down at your wedding. So once you get past that crazy fact, you ask, is this random? And then you sit back and say, family, let's keep it real. If somebody do something like this was personal.
I be not loud.
Whether we admit it or not, or own up to it, listen, our actions have reactions. Our decisions have consequences. So then, yeah, you blame the suspect, but then you blaming the victim in the back of your head. Like, what you do to put not only yourself, but others, other kids in this case, other families in jeopardy, to put everybody's life in the matters of a shooter's hand. And then when you look into the background, it's this rap persona, it's this drill, it's this killer, rob, ain't nobody tougher than me. Man, you trying to graduate, but that's what we got here. And in the media, it's just talking about how someone lost their life, a son and a dad, on their graduation. Others were shot, not to mention the two that lost their life, they had a 9-year-old sister that was with them, that was hit by a car. Thank God she survived, running away from the crowd. But this is what we gotta discuss.
Whoa, that's crazy. She got hit. Okay, it was out of different situation. Okay, it's different people.
State, this was definitely personal. In fact, you'll later find out, family, that the man who was allegedly responsible was apprehended the same day. So we're gonna break this one down. We'll talk about the victims, send prayers, send love their way, and as well as the others. But first, remember, family, I don't give you no angle. I just give you the story. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We're gonna jump right to it. Less than 24 hours ago, the world was at awe after hearing reports in Virginia that a graduation was shot up, leaving 2 people deceased and over 5 people shot. As you know by now, it was in Richmond, Virginia. The victims was later identified as Sean Jackson, 18 years old, also a person who graduated that evening. His father, Renzo Smith, who was 36 years old, was also shot and came to his demise. It was Tuesday when someone opened fire in Monroe Park following Huguenot's High School graduation ceremony at Altria Theater in Richmond, Virginia. And the guy who lost his life, he's also a rapper in the Virginia area that go by the name of OTG Sean. And when they say death and life is in the power of the tongue, according to his own testimony in his raps, he got ops galore, and ain't none of them as brave as him.
They don't always talk about shit, bro. I got the gang with me now. Everybody got a piece of
They call the bounce, got hit in his mouth. I'm dumping it now with the Drake. And nigga be tipping on wick, and I'm thinking they get. And I'ma just set this straight. Come on, the one to get chased. AP in your face.
Now, according to OTG Sean, this picture where he's standing at is considered the one way he was referencing to in that rap. He had this with a picture and a caption. This a message to that karma. Is that you coming? I'm getting prepared for your A. Amari Ty John Poland. He was later deemed the only shooter and also arrested the same day in connection to the shooting at the graduation. Now, before we continue, it was noted that someone looked like Amari had did an interview with Sean only 10 months before this incident. As of now, that's not confirmed, so we're gonna hold fast on elaborating on that.
If that is him, that nigga hair
At
grew
around
like a
5:15
mug.
p.m., after Sean received his high
I'm
school
jelly.
diploma, he and his
That
father
nigga
were
hair grew
fatally
like a
shot
mug. I'm
outside
gonna
the
grow my
theater,
shit back.
allegedly bipolar. Sean's sister, as we mentioned, was hit by a car
had his
while
shit,
running
my
from the
shit
area and
reaching.
was sent to the hospital. Now, 4 other men aged 58, 55, 32, and 31, and a boy aged 14 was also shot. The victim aged 31 had life-threatening gunshot injuries, while the other 4 had non-life-threatening injuries.
But
2 people were injured after falling, and 6 others
crazy
sustained
when my hair gets
injuries
going.
unrelated to the gunfire. 9 people were treated for anxiety and minor injuries. Several others had injuries and other gunshot wounds. Sean's 9-year-old sister has been released from the hospital after receiving treatment. Thank God she's okay. Pollard was arrested and booked into Richmond County Jail in Richmond. On June 7, 2023, Pollard was arraigned and he pled not guilty to 2 counts of second degree and 1. Pollard is being held without bond and is expected to face additional charges. His status is still unknown. His next court hearing is 9 a.m. on June 21st, 2023.
Suspect is 19 years old. That's according to Richmond Police. Crime Insider sources telling our colleague John Burkett the victim's an 18-year-old student who just walked across the stage here at the Altria Theater to my right, and his 36-year-old father who attended that graduation to see his son graduate.
I'd like to just express my concerns and sympathy for those who have lost their lives today and those whose lives were forever changed by the events today.
Crime Insider sources tell us Sean Jackson and his father, Renzo Smith, were shot and killed here in Monroe Park just after 5 yesterday afternoon. This happened after the Huguenot High School graduation. Interim Police Chief Rick Edwards says 7 people total were shot. 4 of those expected to survive. They are 14 years old, 32, 55, and 58, all males. We're learning the 7th victim has life-threatening injuries and is 31 years old. We first reported yesterday that someone was hit by a car while running from the gunfire here in the park. Well, Chief Edwards says it was a 9-year-old girl, which thankfully she was treated at the scene here. 2 people were taken into custody yesterday, but 1 person was released, and Edwards says the suspect knows one of the victims.
We have another individual who is in custody who is 19 years old, who we believe was involved in the shooting. At this point, in consultation with the Richmond Commonwealth's Attorney's Office, we plan on seeking charges for second-degree murder ×2 for that individual, with more potential charges to follow.
Now listen, this was a massive law enforcement response here in Monroe Park yesterday, not only including RPD, but also VSU Police, Capitol Police, Henrico Police, State Police, and now we're learning the ATF and the FBI both assisting in this investigation. So what's next? We can expect a press conference in just a few hours, Reba and Kristen, with the mayor's office and with police. So we'll certainly bring that to you when it happens.
Absolutely. Brendan King reporting live for us. Thank you, Brendan. And now let's bring in our Caroline Colburn.
And Caroline, what is the latest from officials with RPS?
So Acorn is a financial tech company. So I bought everyone's gifts today.
Well, Reba, Kristen, good morning. I'm live outside of the Altria Theater, where today more graduations were set to take place for Richmond Public Schools. But we learned last night that Superintendent Jason Cameras announcing those have now been rescheduled for next week. Also canceled today all Richmond Public School classes and offices. Now, after gunfire rang out outside of the graduation, students and families who were still inside the Altria Theater, they were forced to shelter in place for hours. And around 7 o'clock last night, we saw Richmond school leaders who were also inside the theater walk out visibly upset. In fact, Superintendent Jason Cameras and school board member Jonathan Young spoke to CBS 6 while still in their cap and gown. Now, Young is calling what happened, quote, disgusting, while Cameras sent an email to parents saying, quote, I've lost count of the number of times I've written about the horrific impact of gun violence on our students, staff, and families. I simply no longer have the words to fully express the anger, frustration, and profound sadness that I feel.
We're failing as leaders. I don't know any other way to say it. When we continue to tolerate the intolerable, we are failing.
Talking to y'all.
And it really is offensive to me. It disgusts me to my core.
I don't have any more words on this. I'm tired of seeing people get shot, our kids get shot, and I beg of the entire community to stop, to just stop. Our kids can't take it, our teachers can't take it, our families can't take it anymore.
Now we know last night's events may have been tragic for you at home, and also students, families, staff that were impacted that were actually here at that graduation ceremony. Superintendent Jason Cameron also saying if your child needs immediate assistance, to contact the Child Savers line. That number is going to be on your screen. It's 804-305-2420. You can also text the number 741-741. And if you're a Richmond Public Schools employee, you can seek assistance through Cigna. You can contact their 24/7 crisis line at 1-833-632-4462. Now,
regardless of the true motive, very unfortunate. We still want to say rest in peace to the victims. A love of condolences to their families. Also, we want to send prayers and love to all the kids and all the adults that was in attendance as we...
Peace.